Hey guys, today with the topic, does no contact make sense when you are ghosted? And first of all, you probably think that you are already in a forced no contact by ghosting. But that's not quite right. Yes, you can no longer hope for a reaction from her. She might even have closed all channels from her side. But I guess she's still on your mind and you check her cell phone from time to time to see if she wrote to you, what she's doing or if there's anything you can do. And it's those actions that you just completely let go of in my interpretation of no contact. In my eyes, it does not matter whether hosted or not. You have to let go of this action in order to concentrate on yourself. Not contacting the person anymore is always the meaning and execution of no contact from the outside, but that is maybe 10% of it. When others see you, they may only see that one action of yours. And it is not insignificant. Yes, not contacting them is important, but if you really want them back, 10% is not contacting them from you and 90% is working on yourself and getting your life back under control. How you do that, I explain in other videos. Now you should first understand that it is totally unimportant whether you were ghosted or not. I may have explained this briefly before, but the short version, the person had his reasons to host you. Whether they go from you or her can be different. It does not always have to be your fault. Sometimes there are other things that play into it. Let's do it quickly to get it out of the way. Is not your ex, but someone in which you just had interest. Is she probably seeing someone else or something, but her interest in you is not high enough to respect you enough for her to contact you again? With an ex, it may be for other reasons. Maybe she just does it all the time, maybe you've been bugging her. Maybe her new guy says he doesn't want it or her family, you're no good to her. None of that matters either. Her interest in you is also not high enough for her to leave it alone and write to you. The reason only hurts you more, keeps you down or makes you think you can actively solve it by doing some stupid crap. And if it's already gotten to the point where it's ghosted you, that's actually the ultimate action you can take to say, leave me alone. At the latest, you should realize that. So you can't contact them at all. This actually gives you a small advantage over people who are not blocked or ignored. Blocked would be maybe even better, then you wouldn't need so much willpower to not be able to participate in her life anymore, and you would also notice when it gets better by her maybe adding you on Facebook again, starting to like your stuff, or you suddenly notice in WhatsApp that you are unblocked. But let's just assume ghosted. So she ignores everything you do and she acts like you don't exist anymore. That hurts, just saying that, but a reason to stop looking at your phone all the time, archive her crap, and maybe on social media mute her status updates that don't go to you. Because you know when something comes from her, it's a good thing. But you can't trigger it yourself. With people where the ex is still responding, it's much harder to tell if there's interest there now or if you're maybe creating that again yourself. The temptation is much greater. But now let's talk about no contact itself. Does it make sense? Yes. The process an ex goes through, with all the memories, her attachment that she may not get rid of as easily as she thought, with missing. You don't start until you stop being a part of her life, shutting yourself off from her as long as she shows no interest in you. That's the part you're doing now by necessity. But above all, stop paying attention to her life and use the time for yourself. Learn what you have to learn about yourself, act like the person you want to be. Just for you, not for or with someone else. Get your life back on track, get up and build yourself up. That's the 90% of no contact that others don't see until you've been successful at it. And meanwhile, they all think you're only doing this to not contact the ex. And it's all just a tactic, for them. But the truth is, it's one for you. For you alone. If you get her back, that's great, but as I've said so many times before, it doesn't have to fit anymore. In the best case, you have left her far behind you in human terms and in terms of your market value. It doesn't have to work out then, but if you've worked as hard as you can on yourself, it won't be because of you. It may be a small consolation at the moment. Well, but that's where you want to get to. This is the point where you can actively decide whether you want it or not. And it will no longer pull you down or hurt you. It will just be a hard decision, but one with purpose and reason. 2 things that you completely throw to the wind shortly after a breakup. Especially when your ex is acting so irrationally and disrespectfully. You don't want to be the way you are at the moment in half a year. You probably couldn't handle yourselves or suffer yourselves if you saw yourselves like this in a normal moment. Why should she or anyone else then? Pity is all that brings, and that fades quickly. You must never rely on that. So she ghosted you, same principle as always. You go into the no contact, fade her out completely, unless she gets in touch with you and shows interest in you. You work on yourself, look that you improve your life and yourself piece by piece. You look for distraction, hobbies, friends, work, sports, and then you start. Sooner or later you will reach the point where either she realizes that it was stupid to drop you or you realize that she actually did you a favor. Either way, there is no alternative that will get you closer to your goal. No matter if it is to forget her or that she is seriously playing with the idea of wanting you back. And if we are just talking about a former date. Even there, sometimes it works wonders to just be the best option and show that you're not the 100th guy who would do anything for her. But rather that she needs to get her ass around too to get the best for herself. So take care and see you in the next video.